and it has been. When I heard it, I walked in this record little, like in Portlandia. You guys ever watch Portlandia? What a great thing they did on Battlestar. If you didn't catch it, you should. They were just funny. It was just so funny. It got us all. You know, it nailed all of us. We really liked the program. You know, I was in Seattle. I mean, I was in Vancouver, and I walked into a little record store, and it was like a hippie place, you know, like old 1960s, 70s little hippie store with candles and incense and great health, you know, books and great stuff. But it really felt really beautiful, like I just stepped back in time. And I walked in, and I saw, right as I walked in, the picture of Diva in the blue cover. I had no idea who she was. I'd never heard her music. And I picked it up, and I didn't know why I picked it up, but I picked it up, and I'm walking around, and then I went over and I said, can I hear this? And they put it on, and all of a sudden, I said, holy mackerel. Because it was Gaelic. It was kind of Gaelic tones she was using. The mantra it wasn't in English, and the rhythms were kind of almost like Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight kind of rhythm, you know, and oh shit, I love this. And all of a sudden, man, with this Gaelicness and oh man, the drums. I said, I got it, man, this is fantastic. I grabbed it, I played it from the very first day I got it to the very last day that I worked on Battlestar Galactica. I played it every single day, 7 days a week, to stay inside of my character and to keep Adama alive and well, and to make sure that I understood what I was doing. And that's how you do it. And you know how there's some music that just kicks you into a certain feeling that you just like love, so you go after it and you just listen to it whenever you can, and it makes you put you there. You'll listen to it for a year, 2 years in a row, and just don't play anything else because it just got you there and you love it. Well, that's what we did, and that's what I did with Diva. And when we did the editing for the very first pilot, when we did the pilot, I went to see some of the editing, and the editor, Danny, she says, you know, I'm going to show you some cuts, but I haven't really been able to find the music. I'm having a real hard time. I said, try mine. She goes, what? You have music? I said, yeah, just try this, put it on. And I had no idea what she was going to show me. And all of a sudden, man, she put the thing on, and she put the computer on, and we started in, and all of a sudden, she said, oh my God, who is this? What is this? Because it was, again, it was not English. It was not a language. It was a language, but it was nothing that we understood. It was something else. And that something else is what we needed. And it grabbed hold, and she used it. And pretty soon we were using it to edit everything, all the different music that was on their first album that I picked up. And pretty soon, so the first person who did the music for the pilot wasn't Bear. Bear came in the very first episode. But that's after the season was picked up. That's when Bear came in. But the first guy picked it up, he listened to the music we had there, and I told him, buy Diva's album and buy the rights and just use it. Oh, no, well, we have another way. Okay, fine. So, you know, they wanted to do it their way. And it was fine. They copied it, literally. And they went ahead and they took the understanding of it and took it forward and pushed it forward. And then it evolved in this world, and sure enough, and that's what happened in the very first, series, the pilot. And then Bear got it and took it to the moon. That kid just went like, he became one of the most prolific, musical writers of film in the world. He just like pushed everybody to the highest level. It was fantastic. So Bear is everyone really owes a lot to Diva Promo.
And you know what you're talking about with music, because people may not also know that before you became an actor, you were the lead singer. I feel like I'm quoting Moody Blues, lead singer in a rock and roll band. I mean, you were. Is that available? Do you have CDs of any of your?
It's terrible. It doesn't even flow through.
Okay, well, there goes that plug.
I couldn't sing then. I can't sing now, but I could scream. And I could dance, so everybody...
That's all you need these days.
Hey, I could dance really well, man, but I could not sing. I could scream. How do you think I got this voice? You know, people say, man, I like your voice. I say, you wouldn't have liked to have gone through the years that I went through screaming my brains out to get it, let me tell you. I destroyed my voice. Literally, it's destroyed. Right over here.
Hi, I grew up in a Hungarian Indian American family, and my dad's a first generation Hungarian, and so he held you up as an example of a principled actor in my teenage and young adult life, and for that I'm really grateful to know you and to love your work and love it from that aspect. But I've also had just wondered all my life, like, what's your favorite Hungarian food?
So get into
all of it. Because I'm Hungarian. You know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was...
Most people don't.
My I know. And most people point to your Latin American roots. And,
yes, cultural.
Yeah, but my grandmother taught me to cook kapusta and paprikas, and so it's a big part of my life, and I really appreciate how principled you were in being a young activist in college and beyond. I just love it, following your career and loving your career and who you are. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Most people are shocked right now because Olmos, O-L-M-O-S, means he who works with lead in Hungarian. That's where the name comes from. And of course I have Latin roots, strong ones, because my family migrated from the 16th century during the Inquisition. They went from being Jewish in Hungary to being Marranos, that's what they call them, or conversos, converts to Christianity in the 16th century. Then they moved to Spain. And then from Spain, they came across to the New World. And then from the New World, they came up here, my father did. And so it's been a long trek, but I don't really believe that I should ever forget my great grandmother. Or my grandfather, he was pretty great too. I should never forget them. Even though I didn't know them, I don't know who they were, I don't know anything about them, I know that they were alive and well in Africa. You know, and that I started in Africa, and by way of the migration of humanity, I went from Africa through the Asia, across here in the Bering Strait, over here to the Western Hemisphere. My people became Mexica, they became Yaqui, they became Aztec, they became Olmeca, you know, and then I went on to become who I am today with the mixtures of the bloods of the New World and the old world and the New World, and here I am today. But and everybody takes credit. I mean, I am. I'm Mexican, Hungarian, European, Spanish, Asian, second. Okay. I'm actually African first, Asian second, indigenous third. Mixed in with my Latin and European bloods, with my indigenous bloods, and that makes me who I am today. It makes me proud. That's why when I walk out into the world, I look at everybody and say, hey, I'm related to you. I know you're Asian. I've just been out of the homeland a long time.
This is whipped by. We have time for one more question, so I hope it's a good one.
This is a little low. Mr. Olmos, I really appreciate all the work that you've put in all the movies. Battlestar Galactica was one of my favorite shows that I watched. But my all-time favorite movie that I'm having a difficult time finding to use in my classroom is The Ballad of Gregorio Cortés. Is there any way I could find a copy of that?
It gets really difficult. It really does. And I'm talking to MGM, which sold its rights to another company, which sold its rights to another company, and it's been shelved, and it's the most destructive behavior being done to some art forms that need to be understood and kept, but they don't even realize what they have. So I'm trying to find that movie. Most of you have never seen that film or even heard about it. It's called The Ballad of Gregorio Cortez.
It's the best.
It is. It's been hailed by the United States Historical Society as the most authentic Western ever made in the history of film, ever. John Ford films, you know, Clint Eastwood movies, all of this, you know, nothing compares to The Ballad of Gregorio Cortez. Simple little movie. Matter of fact, the director-writer is here with me at the Comicon, and he's 88 years old, and he's right now waiting for me. We've been working on a comic book that will be, or graphic novel that we'll be doing on the conquest of the Americas, and with Oni. And we hope that we'll have it out in the next, maybe 2013. And you guys are just going to freak out with this story. I gotta tell you, it's one of the most extraordinary understandings of that whole period of time. So as far as Gregorio Cortez, stay tuned with me. You can go on my website and just stay tuned with me and make sure I have the way to get in touch with you so that I can in turn reach out and tell you, okay, we got it, man. They finally made it a DVD.
I did bring a business, my school card. I can.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to have it.
Okay.
And to everybody, all right, remember that you lead by example, and that the future is in our hands. And if we really want to make something happen, you do it. So say we all. So say we all. And so say we all. So say we all. So say we all. So say we all.
And on that note,
you did a man's job, sir. Edward James Olmos.